Hello again, everybody. Sebastian here with another typical Watcher of Realms video. So, by looks of the thumbnail and the title, you probably know what I'm going to be talking about, and I hope that you have not forgotten about it. And I don't think as a community we're discussing it a whole lot, but I am trying to stay on top of the news, especially when it comes to the TikTok ban, to try to see if there's going to be a resolution when it comes down to this law, because at the time that this video is posted, I have timed it that it's going to be about 30 days left before the extension that was given by the Trump administration to try to find a resolution will end. And when that extension does end, we have to assume that in order for entities like Google and Apple to comply with the law, that they will have to pull any apps from the stores from Bytedance or Bytedance affiliated corporations. All right. So in terms of what's really going on, let me start there. With terms of what's really going on with the TikTok ban, all right, is that essentially there are two ways that this is being looked at. One is from the United States government perspective of you have to sell 50% of the company to a United States entity, and then we have the ByteDance and then TikTok board point of view, which is we're trying to find a resolution that does not involve us selling anything. All right. And so essentially what it comes down to is just the people are lining up. And we have a lot of entities, corporations, persons that are interested in getting a piece of TikTok, or in this situation being BitDance. All right, so there is that to Regleton. Now it's 30 days. 30 days to complete a sale. This is going to be more intricate, and it's going to take more time for a sale to be completed this evolved than 30 days. So I'm being cautiously optimistic, but red flags are popping in my mind, right? Now, in addition to that, in terms of whether we are on borrowed time, it does look like that, because once this extension is over, you know we might see the same thing that happened on January 18, where we saw that little card show up saying, "Oh, sorry, we have had to block access to United States players." All right, so back in the 25th, the Moonton developers, at least in the Discord, Facebook, Reddit, they posted this message, which essentially was, "We have teamed up with Skystone Gaming," which they are in the United States. So we're hoping that here we can find a resolution to make sure that the game remains operational in the United States market. Now, they did highlight some steps to make sure that that did happen. One of them happened to be migration of player data, but again, even 45 days later, we have not had an update on this, so we do not really know what Moonton is doing to make sure that there is no lapse when it comes to the game being operational. So this, to me, is another red flag. I mean, if this needs to be done, is 30 days enough to complete that task? All right. All right. So even with all of this, I will say that there are other stuff that we need to be keeping an eye on, because this is not only applying to ByteDance at all. I don't know how many of you were aware a while ago that several Chinese companies got added to a US military watch list. Essentially what it was. It's just, we think that they're spying. Let's put them on the watch list. And unfortunately, one of these companies that got caught up into this is Tencent. Now, you guys know you guys should know Tencent, especially if you are gamers, because Tencent runs and operates very popular games. All right. Couple of them here, as you can see, is Fortnite and League of Legends. I mean, I have a Fortnite player in my house, so definitely I do know that these are games that could be targeted here down the pipeline. And a lot of that, again, is having to do with the current administration looking to have similar laws being enacted to corporations like this. So, yes, right now, the gaming sector as a whole is preparing themselves for similar laws to be enacted, and they are trying to find workarounds for, especially Tencent, to make sure that they remain operational here in the United States. So here's the video Bloomberg Technology, which is a source. Bloomberg is a source that I've been looking at periodically to make sure, because they are covering a lot of this. And so it's a source, it's a trusted source for me that that I'm looking for in terms of getting information regarding anything when it comes to the gaming sector and bans, more specifically TikTok. But I know that anything that happens with Bytedance will affect watcherofrealms in a sense. So they are talking about here how gaming companies are preparing for stuff like this, and they're even taking the government's even taking step further. So if you're more interested to pursue that topic, but you have things like the SEC here, which actually started investigating games like Roblox when it comes to collecting data of minors. So yes, it's going to be a crackdown not only in data collection, but how things are operating here in the United States. And we have to keep an eye on this, especially not only when it comes to us choosing what games we want to play, but we have to keep a conscious eye that we are not going to wake up the next day and our favorite game just be inaccessible. So let me bring all this back to what it comes down to, which is our favorite game right now, Watcher of Realms. And essentially, what is going to be, at least for the next 30 days, what we're hoping that we hear is how is Moonton preparing themselves, whether truly the Skystone partnership is going to protect them from not getting banned again or being pulled away from the Apple and the Google Play stores, and what exactly is going to happen if they keep their affiliation with Bytedance. And if you're going to take it a little bit further, what exactly is going to happen to the long-term viability of any games that are created or distributed by Chinese companies in the United States? Because there is currently an effort right now by the current United States government to clamp down on any foreign entity collecting data when it comes to United States users, right? So let us hope here that in the next 30 days something does get applied, or that there is some communication from Moonton to say the game will remain active even after the extension is done. So with that, just keep a close eye. When it comes to the game, be conscious about your spending and prepare for the worst, which could be losing accessibility to the game, unless they keep the VPN workaround. Thank you all very much for tuning and watching. I will see you all in the next one.